Okay, good afternoon. Now, what we're going to actually talk today is about the various generic business strategies that we have, right? So let's proceed with it. Where we talk of cost-based and differentiation-based competitive strategies for gaining competitive advantage. Okay, so the sources of competitive advantage that we have. One is to avoid competitors and to be better than competition, be better. So when we talk of avoid competitors, so where we need to have attractive industry which would help in having entry barriers. When we talk of the having an attractive strategic group where there will be mobility barriers, and to have an attractive niche which would help in isolating mechanisms, right? The other type is to be better than competition, where you have cost advantage and differentiation advantage. Okay, so the next is when we talk of competitive advantage as a source of superior profitability. Now, competitive advantage works in two ways. One is to avoid competitors, that is lockouts, valuable resources, and to outperform your competitors where productivity, efficiency, distinct competency comes into play. Now, the best practice and empirical research has identified two internally consistent competitive business strategies, that is low cost leadership and differentiation. Now, any successful businesses would be using their advantages and resources to develop any of these generic business strategies. Now, the source of superior profitability. Any business can achieve a higher rate of profit over its rivals, either through having a cost advantage where supplying an identical product or service at a lower cost, or having differentiation based advantage by supplying a differentiated product or service in a way where customers are willing to pay a higher price that exceeds the cost of differentiation, right? You're providing a very different product, and these two sources of competitive superiority, they define fundamentally different approaches to business strategy. And a firm, actually what happens is a firm attempts to achieve both, or attempts to attain neither, either both or any one of either they will attain both or they will attain neither. But those who are sometimes what happens is those who are, as sometimes firms do attempt to achieve both of them, and then what happens, it's best always to attain any one, but if you tend to attain both, then what happens, you can achieve neither and you're stuck somewhere in the middle, right? So the next is where we talk of market share profitability relationship, Porter's bucket, right? See this, it's where we talk of, this is what we were talking, differentiation based strategy and cost based leadership, low cost leadership. So when you want to somewhere here, you want to achieve this, you want to achieve this, so what happens, this is where stuck in the middle, right? So you want higher profitability as well as you want higher market share, so then you are stuck somewhere in the middle, right? So target and advantage of Porter's generic strategies. Now if you see this, what happens is this is where we talk of the strategic target that we have, and a particular segment and industry wise. Now industry wise, when we talk of uniqueness, that's where differentiation, and low cost position, that is overall leadership. But if you want to target a particular segment, then we talk of focus. Okay, right? So cost based competitive strategies. What are the sources of cost advantages? One definitely is the scale of operation, the experience, the capacity of utilization of resources, product design comes up, location, where it's operating, the integrating and purchasing process, and organization skills. Okay, so, and what are the factors for competitive advantage? One is economies of scale, economies of learning, capacity utilization, production techniques, production design, input cost, managerial efficiency. And these are the sub factors that we have. Okay. Next comes up is differentiation based competitive strategies. So these are the examples of all the products that have been successful where we talk of differentiation strategy. Now, what are the keys to successful differentiation? One is to understand customer needs and preferences, commitment to customers, knowledge of companies' capabilities, and the innovation process. Okay, so the nature of differentiation that we have, right? Okay, so differentiation means what? When providing something unique that is valuable to the buyer, simply not just offering a low price, right? So there it can be intangible differentiation and tangible. Intangible differentiation, which is observed, like product observable product characteristics like size, color, material, performance, packaging, complementary services. And intangible are unobservable observable features or subjective features, which relates to image, status, identity, right? And the total customer responsiveness here, where we talk of differentiation, not just about the product, but it embraces the whole relationship between the supplier and the customer. Okay, so next comes up is how to achieve differentiation advantage, like how one goes about in obtaining a differentiation or advantage. That depends on whether or not a product is an observable good, experience good, or communication good. Now, what are these things? Observable goods is that buyers can easily form accurate judgment about the quality of the product. Experience goods is where the buyers find it difficult and costly to determine the quality of the product without prior purchasing. So only when you purchase and use it, you have experience and all. And communication here, goods means the value of the buyer rises as the number of buyers and users increases. So value will rise, more people buying through word of mouth, value also increases. Okay, so that's all that we have out here, right? So, yeah, if you have any questions, do let me know in the next class. Okay.